Welcome to In It to Win It. This is Steve Barton. Thank you for tuning in. I am here with the one and only Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you. I like the title. Win it, in it to win it.
In it to win it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, I was hoping we could, at least I just want to start off by saying that your book has really influenced me in my life, and especially your board game.
Yes.
What a brilliant way to teach people how to get into real estate and the concept of cash flow. You know, what I learned from that game was you essentially buy houses, you take on debt, you buy houses that are paying you more than the cost of that debt, and then you never sell them.
No.
And you just rinse and repeat, correct?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. Yes, I love that book. I also love your book on Who Stole My Pension.
Right.
That hit home with me a little bit because I had I'm on the CalPERS system as an employee, right? And last year I printed out their sheet of all they're invested in, and I remember being in the office looking over it, and one of the guys walked in and he asked me, he said, "How does it look?" And I said, "Well, I'm only a third of the way through and it does not look good." And he said, "You need to take that, throw it in the trash, and focus on your business and a side hustle and how you can make money outside of that system. If that's there when we retire, then we're lucky. If it ain't, at least you got your business and some extra cash flow."
That's good advice.
You know what? He's absolutely right. And that's what I did. I threw it in the recycle can and I've never looked at it again. Right. And I focused on this right here, the business and cash flow.
Good for you. Smart.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe you can give us your example of real money and fake money?
Yeah. Well, I tell the story. I was at Safeway, and my friend Dana Samuelson from some American Gold Exchange, been my friend for years, and he just happened to send me this coin. He sent it to me. It's a pre-64 quarter. And the reason pre-64 is important was in 1964, President Johnson made the announcement that silver was too valuable to be put in coins. So this is the last pure silver coin. So I just happened to have it. And I went to Safeway at the Safeway salad bar. And I call myself a salad bar guru. And these women kept running up, and they're going, "What should we invest in? What should we invest in?" They probably don't make much more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
So I just pulled this out of my pocket and I said, "This is a U.S. quarter. Give me $3 for it. That'd be the best investment you can make." And their brains fry. You can see the smoke coming in. They go, "Why would I give you $3 for a quarter?" Well, I said, "It's a pre-64 quarter."
Yeah.
Why? I said, "Okay, give me $2. It's the best investment you can give me. You got $2?" And they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do the trade.
They didn't understand.
So that they finally said, I said, "Okay," and they couldn't get it.
Yeah.
And they said, "Why would I give you any money for this?" I said, "Because this is real.
Yeah.
It's pre-64. It's real silver. This is fake." And what you're talking about here, the reason people need to look at real estate, stuff like this, is that fake money has blown the economy into this bubble.
Yeah.
They kept dropping interest rates, the bubble kept getting bigger. Now the bubble's crashing.
Yeah.
So the sad thing about it is that a lot of people are going to get wiped out. The pensions are gone. 401ks are toast.
Yeah.
And Social Security's gone. Medicare's gone. America's bankrupt.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do? They're probably going to print more money.
Yep.
And that makes this more valuable.
Yep.
And it doesn't make me happy, because if this gets more valuable, more people are getting poor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good. So what you're doing with In It to Win It, very important to teach people. Fake money, real money.
Yeah.
Real estate is real if it cash flows.
Yeah.
And this is fake.
Yeah.
But you've got to make sure the property cash flows. So.
Yes, yeah. If your mortgage is $4,000 and your rent is only $3,000, then that's a bad deal.
Well, there's one guy who came up to me and says, what should I do? I said, sell it. he bought a property. He says, I bought real estate. I said, what's wrong? He said, I'm losing money. I said, why'd you think so? Oh, well, I just bought real estate. See, you know what I mean? They don't ask us from liabilities, so you bought a liability.
Yep.
And it's just like people work for this. People call their house an asset, but it's a liability because it's costing them money.
Yes. I do the same kind of thing. I always carry one of these around with me just to remind me what real money is. I always have one silver coin on me. This is a 1921 Morgan dollar.
Wow.
And so back in 1921, 102 years ago, this was an actual dollar. Now it takes 30 American dollars to buy one of these,
Correct.
what used to be
Very
one.
Good, very good. Yeah.
It takes 40 Canadian dollars to buy one of these. Now, we're in Canada right now. I'm from the US, just like you. Before I leave this country, I'm going to take this Canadian currency and trade it for some real silver before I go over the border, because when I come back next year, it's probably going to take more of these to buy one of these, right? Yes. You got a gold coin there, too.
But this is a buff. U.S. Buffalo.
Buffalo?
And the U.S. Eagle.
Nice.
So this is about 30.
Yep.
This is about 2,000.
Yeah.
So I bought my first gold coin in '72 in Vietnam. I was a U.S. Marine Corps pilot.
Yes.
So I flew behind enemy lines to go buy gold.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't sell it to me. So I bought a Krugerrand in Hong Kong. And this is the thing that most people don't know. In '72, I was a criminal for owning gold.
Yeah, it wasn't legal until 74 or 75? 74.
So I had to smuggle my Krugerrand, South African Krugerrand, into the U.S. because it was illegal for Americans to own gold. I thought that was really strange. But 74 was the same year the 401k came out. And the reason I don't like the 401k is I'm a boomer, baby boomer.
Yeah.
And we weren't buying stocks because our parents didn't buy stocks.
Yeah.
See, the World War II generation got hammered by the stock market crash.
Yeah.
And the depression. So how they got the boomers to invest in the stock market, they created the 401k.
Okay.
And so I got more suspicious.
Yeah.
And so they pumped everything into the stock market. Well, the problem is that the real estate went up because the boomers were coming in. This is the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Boomers were coming in. There's a baby boom. Boom.
Yeah.
The trouble is, 2023 is the baby boom bust.
Yeah.
So all the houses, all that stuff, they have to start selling. Their pensions are gone.
Yeah.
The boomers are in trouble, and their pensions are gone. So that's why I wrote Who Stole My Pension? The boomers are in serious trouble. We're the easiest, the wealthiest generation in history. But it was too easy for us.
Yeah.
And now for the boomers, it's going to get very hard. So that's why what you're doing is important. Hang on to this stuff, because the odds are, like, there's no guarantee, the Fed will have to print again.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're going to print more of this to buy this.
Yeah.
And that gold Krugerrand I bought in 1972 in Vietnam, in Hong Kong, actually, I bought it. Today it's worth about $2,000.
Yeah.
I paid $50 for it. It's worth $2,000.
It's because they printed so much since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still have that. I still have that Krugerrand.
That's awesome.
You know, so if I need it, I could turn it in, buy more. I have tons. I have gold mines and all that stuff. It's silver mines. And by the way, this is the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. This is where you come and you find the real deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this Vancouver conference is like going into California, Silicon Valley in 1970, 1980.
Okay.
The bargains are here right now because this is going to be better than Tesla or Amazon or
Apple, Google, fill in the blank.
This is the next boom product.
I think so too. I really do. I am so grateful that I found this sector and in the timing that I did. Because I want to, like Jay Martin said, place myself in front of that tidal wave and ride the wave going out.
Correct.
Yes. Yes.
This is the next Silicon Valley, but it's in Vancouver.
Yep. Yep. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kiyosaki. I really appreciate it.
Keep up the good work of teaching. So
Thank you. Thank you.
Remember, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
This is fake.
This is fake. All right, you can check out his program, Rich Dad Poor Dad radio show on YouTube. Get his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and also get his board game, Cashflow and Cashflow 202.
Yeah. Well, the reason I invented the board game was Maria Montessori in the Montessori school system. She says what the hand does, the mind remembers. So I was a really bad student in school.
Okay.
Went in one year, went out the other.
Yeah.
But when you play in the Cashflow board game, you get stuck in here.
And afterwards, when you discuss it with your friends that you're playing, that's where the learning takes place.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, yeah. I love that game. I probably played it dozens of times, and every time, some of my favorite characters are the mechanic and the the low income, the janitor.
Yeah,
it's like
kick ass.
Yeah, you realize that it doesn't really matter what money you're taking in; it's having minimal expenses and what you do with the money that you make. Correct. The doctors and the lawyers, they've got mountains of debt, so really their income doesn't matter as much because their expenses are so high.
Well, because you're in real estate, let me tell you one more story, okay? So I was learning. My rich dad I was 10 years old. Mm-hmm. He was teaching me finance playing Monopoly.
Yeah.
And I still wasn't getting it.
Yeah.
So he showed me his properties and all this stuff, and I still wasn't getting it. So one day, my rich dad said to his son and me, I want you to go to my tenants, knock on their doors, and collect rent.
Okay.
So anybody who was delinquent, so he gives me a list of, you didn't pay. So I had to go and knock on the doors of my rich dad's tenants, because that's cash flow, right?
Yeah.
And I said, you have to pay me. And I sat there. I never heard such bullshit in my life. So after trying to collect rent, I come back to my rich dad. I said, why'd you have us do that? He says, what did you hear? I said, well, I can't afford it. You guys are crooks. You're capitalists. You exploit the poor. Yada, 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 yada. He says, that's why they're poor.
Ah.
He says, what they're thinking and saying, the words become flesh from Sunday school.
Yeah.
He says, that's why they're poor.
Yeah.
So he says, change what you think and what you say.
Interesting.
So that's why I never say I can't afford it. I never say I can't do it.
Yeah.
Ask, how can I afford it? How can I do it?
Yeah.
Because it starts up here.
Yeah.
So poor people work for this.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of excuses why they're poor.
Yeah. Rich people work for this.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much,
Thanks
sir.
very
I
much.
really appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe, and we will talk to you next time.